Hi guys, I guess this is COVID-19 lockdown duck that I'm going to do. A couple of hours ago I actually prepared a mixture of a tablespoon of salt, 5 spice powder, white pepper and sugar, which I rubbed over the skin of this duck, which I had already removed all the feathers tediously, and also the insides, and I put it in the fridge for a couple of hours while I went to get the rest of the ingredients. I need to now fill the cavity with another mixture which I need to prepare. So I've got the soy sauce and the oyster sauce, a tablespoon of each, and then I'm going to add the fermented bean curd, couple of pieces of that, another tablespoon of 5 spice powder, and a tablespoon of sugar. So let me get that done first. So I need a couple of pieces of this fermented bean curd. I normally use this for making roast pork. Anyway, 2 pieces of fermented bean curd. Going to add my tablespoon or whatever of sugar. Looks about right. And I need the hoisin sauce. Got to open that up again. That's something I had to go to the supermarket to get as well. Got my 5 spice powder here. And I'm going to use a tablespoon of this hoisin sauce. So that's my marinade. I'm going to mix it all up and shove it into the cavity of the duck before I sew her up. That's the oyster sauce I used, just a tablespoon of that to make the mixture up. Okay, cavity time. Okay, so just going to shove this in. Oops. Into the cavity. Alright, spring onions as well. I'll chuck those in. Had to go and get them from my aquarium where I normally keep them. Come on guys, soak all that delicious flavour. Get the inside. And just going to move it around. Make sure it gets inside the cavity. Okay, that step's done. Alright, time to seal up the cavity with this hook. Well, wire. Probably shouldn't do it in one's dressing gown, but
Okay.
all right, excellent. Now we have to blow the duck up. I've got my trusty Air Hook Pro and I'm going to use that to inflate the skin. So slip it into the skin underneath subcutaneous tissues, and just expand it so that the skin separates from the flesh and helps make a more crispy skin. Alright, insert this under the skin. Come on. Yeah, okay. Blow. I only want that up further. That's pretty good. Oh, it's deflating. Okay, and let's do the other side. Oops. That's a lot. Okay, subcutaneous emphysema. I do have that thing. Now I've got my duck above about 8 cups of boiling water, and I'm just going to pour the boiling water over it using my spoon or ladle. Do that for a couple of minutes to tighten the skin up, and that helps make the skins crispy. Well, I plunged into ice water, but there isn't enough ice water, so just going to shift the pots. Well, that's a bit better. Just trying to cool the skin down to tighten it up. Get these hooks off. Okay, that's done that. Now I need to poach it with another lactose mixture. I've got another 8 cups of water boiling. Just going to put in half a cup. Maybe I can't pour it. Maybe I need to pull it out. Well, we put some boiling water into the maltose to try and get it out. It's so sticky and hard. That's just to give it the colour and a little bit of sweetness on the skin. Next we're going to add half a cup of red vinegar and half a cup of cooking wine. That's the red vinegar. Just going to pop that in with the maltose, and also I've already put the cooking wine already in there. My wife assures me that this is cooking wine. So I'm going to try a different method. We're going to hold it over the sink now, a bit lower, and now poach with this mixture. So this maltose will give it the sweetness, and I guess some of that red vinegar will also help cut some of the fat off the skin. Okay, 这个翅膀 get some on the wings. Okay, so I got it hanging from my hooks, and that's going to hang overnight, and maybe I'll roast the thing tomorrow night. See how she goes. It's the day after, and I've got my oven set for 220 or so degrees Fahrenheit, Celsius, and I've got my duck ready. You can see that the skin is quite bouncy. That's from being dried out overnight, and I've just covered up the legs and arms with a bit of tin foil so I don't burn them, and I got my spuds ready as well for roasting. Anyway, this is going to go in the oven for about 10 minutes, just to brown it up a bit. So I'll try that for about 10 minutes, and then check put the temperature down. So that's my 10 minutes at about 220. Just going to drop the heat down a wee bit, about 260 or so, and let it cook a bit longer. Lowered at the height as well, and I'm going to put the chips on top. Okay, so that was the end of another 20 minutes. So I'm just going to invert the duck like this, then stick it back in for another 30 minutes. I've done another 10 minutes, but my duck still isn't not browning properly. So I'm going to take the potatoes out and lift it up a bit. Give it another 10 minutes, see if it browns up a bit more at a higher temperature. Just push it up to 220. Well, at least I can have my roast potatoes while I'm waiting. Well, we've had another 10-15 minutes, so that looks pretty good. So I'm going to take it out now. I think it could be a little bit browner, but that skin is tight. Doesn't look soft at all, so it looks like it's going to be a nice crispy skin. Perhaps I should have shown you before I started eating it, but it's scrumptious and the skin is nice and crisp. So it's time for us to eat this up tonight, and I hope you can enjoy whatever you're eating yourselves on this ANZAC night. Thanks for watching.